I did not expect this, but the Apple Watch Series 4 has completely blown me away. The Apple Watch Series 4 is the latest iteration of the Apple Watch. It's the 5th generation Apple Watch because, you know, Apple had like a Series 0 that they didn't name it. But my friend just got the Apple Watch Series 4 and he showed me it today, and it's mind-blowing. It's more than I expected from Apple, because from Apple I was just expecting a 30% bigger display and nothing more than that, because that's what Apple has been doing with these Apple Watch upgrades. Just been little incremental upgrades. That's why I said last year, don't buy the Series 3, because there was literally no point to. You could just buy the Series 1 because it's cheaper, and you shouldn't upgrade from your Series 1 or 2 because the Series 3 didn't add anything unless you were going to get the LTE version. The only changes from the Series 2 to the Series 3, correct me if I'm wrong, but they only added a barometer, a new Series 3 processor, and that's it. They added LTE support, but that's for the LTE version. Other than those two minor changes, nothing changed from the Series 2 to the Series 3. That's why it wasn't worth the upgrade at all, but the Series 4 is on a completely different level. The Apple Watch Series 4 is 100% more than just a 30% bigger display. It is the iPhone X of the Apple Watch upgrade. The iPhone X was the first redesign of the iPhone in around like 5 years. Ever since the iPhone 6, Apple has just been doing the same exact design. iPhone 6, iPhone 6s, 7, iPhone 8, and then the iPhone X came, and that changed the game with the bezels. The Apple Watch Series 4 does something very similar to that, because Apple hasn't changed the hardware design of the watch since Series 0, and now Apple is finally changing it with the 5th generation Apple Watch Series 4, and it's major changes. The first of many upgradable features on the Series 4 is the one that's going to be most obvious, and that's the 30% bigger display. It's not just a 30% bigger display, which is of course removing the bezels, but it's also rounded on the corners. I actually right now just completed my exercise goal, but what those rounded corners do to the Apple Watch, make it feel like an actual watch, because this like right here is just a square, but on the Series 4, those rounded corners just makes the screen just feel much bigger. This allows for all the new watch faces to take a more circular look, like the Mickey Mouse watch face takes a more circular look, the Vapor one, the Breathe, every single watch face has a more circular look to it, which looks more pleasing to the eye for me. Maybe it's a placebo because it's a new watch, but the rounded corners just make so much more of a difference. If the Series 4 contained that 30% bigger display, but they didn't round the corners, it would not have that same effect that it does on me right now. It's impressive. The screen is for sure just one reason to upgrade, and there's many more other than that. The next feature that I want to talk about that's probably going to go underrated is the brand new S4 processor, and of course Bluetooth 5.0. If I were to be honest, my Apple Watch Series 2 is kinda laggy, but on the Apple Watch Series 4, when I was just scrolling through the UI, I saw no lag downs or no slow downs at all when you're just scrolling through watchOS 5. On the Apple Watch Series 2 and 1, little lag there. And something many people aren't going to talk about is the support for Bluetooth 5.0. You're not really going to see this in like day-to-day activity, but Bluetooth 5.0 is just going to allow for a farther range compared to Bluetooth 4.2. It doesn't really matter. It's those small things that count, especially with just using AirPods with only your Apple Watch and just leaving your phone at home. That experience is lovely. Another feature that I want to talk about with the Apple Watch Series 4 is that it's actually thinner. The battery is around 20% thinner or like less, but the processor makes up for that battery life because it is more power efficient. So it's a thinner body, but the same battery life. You're still gonna get 2 days with normal usage and about 1.5 with heavy LTE usage. The battery life is still great. Just charge it every night, especially when AirPower comes out. Oh, you know I'm gonna be charging that with it. Like I've already mentioned, the Apple Watch Series 4 is a complete redesign from the Series 1, 2, and 3. Completely different than what we're used to. It's a thinner body, there's a new ceramic back, there's the new screen, and we still got more features to get to because the Series 4 is damned packed. The next feature I want to talk about is the 50% louder speaker. I personally haven't heard this in person, so I can't give my own thoughts, but if it's 50% louder, you might be able to sneak some YouTube videos on here, and it's not going to be that bad of an experience. Of course, the purpose of having these louder speakers isn't to watch YouTube as much as I want to on my Apple Watch Series 4, but it's the purpose of using the walkie-talkie and the call app. You're gonna hear the other person on the line much more louder. You don't have to be like, oh, what did they say? No, you can hold out your wrist a little bit more normally now. Not even to mention that Apple actually finally moved over the microphone from away the speaker to the other side of the Apple Watch to remove any echo. So just improving the calling experience. Thank you, Apple. Thank you. And the last feature with the Series 4 that you could actually use right now is the new haptic feedback when you're using the digital crown. And that's this little thing where you just scroll up and down. Now with the Series 4, you get that amazing feedback. And I truly admit this, it feels just so good, and I could repeat that like all day because it does. It feels so good. Not only when you're scrolling through the UI of watchOS 5 is it going to be smooth with that S4 processor, it's also going to, of course, feel so good because of that haptic feedback. And the last thing you could do in the Series 4, well, not yet, because the Food, Drug, and Administration just recently approved that, and this is the ECG, or the electrocardiogram. This is a little off topic, but I'm taking health class right now, and we actually have to learn all of the abbreviations in the medical field, and ECG is one of them. So when we came across that in class earlier this week, I was like, oh, electrocardiogram, because of Apple. The electrocardiogram app is going to come sometime later this year. Hopefully Apple isn't going to delay this into early next year. Let's hope for that. This is actually going to be a useful feature that might save some people's lives, and that's very important. And if an Apple Watch is going to save someone's life, which it could do now with fall detection, the heart rate sensors, and especially the ECG app, the Apple Watch is a great health fitness tracker. It's great at that. Let me tell you right now, all the hype for the Apple Watch Series 4 is 100% well deserved. This is an amazing watch. Can I just repeat that? An amazing smartwatch with an amazing display, amazing speakers, amazing battery life, amazing processor. I can go on and on. What truly impressed me with the Series 4 is how much Apple fit into this small package. Just think about it. There's a processor, there's a battery, there's a screen, there's speakers, so many stuff in this tiny package. And if you pick up the LTE version of the Series 4, which I strongly recommend because LTE is awesome, you get to use your Apple Watch without your phone connected, that's gonna put you back $500 in your bank account, and it's $400 if you don't choose the LTE version, but I think that extra 100 is worth it now. About for the past couple months, I was slightly disappointed about this Apple Watch Series 4 leaks. I was like, it's gonna be a bigger display. I mean, that's great and all, but now with everything else that Apple put together in the Series 4 package, call me impressed. Call me the screen impressed. The bezels are now super small, and it feels like just a regular watch now. If you're on the edge on whether or not to buy the Apple Watch Series 4, I completely recommend it. And you can still buy the Apple Watch Series 3 from apple.com for $330, but I think the extra $70 is going to make you much happier with the Series 4. That is it for today. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you tomorrow for the latest and greatest.